What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the second episode of the Full Blitz Report podcast. As always, I'm your host, Kyle, aka Big Easy, and with me every time is gonna be the wizard behind the scenes, your man Louie. What's going on, Louie? You all right?
What's poppin', man?
Hey,
How's it
man.
going?
You know, just living life. You just had a birthday. What? Yesterday, right?
Yeah, the sixth. Yeah, man.
Man, how old is
Celebrating.
you? Bro? You look 22.
Thank you, man. I got a baby face. I'm trying to keep it. I drink water and shit. All that. Nah.
Yeah,
32. Yeah.
32. Bro,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
3 years older than you, and I look like I could be your uncle. Like, good Lord.
Nah, man. You don't look a day over 18. You look like the day I met you, man.
What?
Like a young buck.
You
You look a
know,
young buck.
it's a good thing you pretty because you can't lie for shit.
I
You
know.
know,
Like, woo.
man. And speaking of the way we look, for the people that know me, y'all, the beard is coming back. Okay, I cannot tell you how many
Talk
people
about
were
the
like,
beard.
bro, why did you shave? That's like your signature look. The beard's coming back, y'all. I had to let the face breathe. Sometimes good air is good for the skin. Yeah, I had to get some air in them, but it's already coming back. Everybody relax, okay? The bearded wonder will be back, okay? But
The bearded
look,
wonder.
y'all. Appreciate y'all joining in. Make sure you liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, following. Helping us get this thing going. We always gonna get better. Always gonna do better for you. One of the things that I'ma do to stay better for y'all is I got to correct myself. Okay. When I went back and watched the show from last week, I had two mistakes. Right. Had to clear these up. I had said that Kirk Cousins makes $100 million, $180 million a year. That's obviously not correct. The length of his contract is for $180 million. I apologize. I got some more for Kirk Cousins coming later. My man made me look stupid. The other one was Patrick Queen. He does not play for the Ravens anymore. He is currently with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Same division, so it's not a shame that I got it mixed up a little. But we're gonna get you into some of the NFL scores, see how everybody did around the week, see what teams showed out, see what teams didn't. We got to take a look at college football. Crazy day in the top 25, crazy day in the SEC, big shakeup in the top tens. First times for some schools. I'm excited to talk about it. I thought it was crazy, LSU fan, so watching that happen was phenomenal for me, but don't want to talk too much junk. We'll also catch you up on the WNBA playoffs. And y'all, it is October, baby. That means playoff baseball. We'll get you to know everything you need to know with the playoff baseball going on. All right, first, got to jump into the NFL. NFL is probably going to be the big topic on the show during the season. That's what everybody wants to hear. That's what everybody likes to talk about. Off the jump, Minnesota, y'all, 5-0, taking down the Jets in London. Sam Darnold, I said it last week, and I'm gonna say it again this week. The dude looks like it was the wrong fit for him in Carolina, Washington, some of the other teams that he's been on, because he's lighting it up. Now I get it. Got a lot of weapons over there in Minnesota. Got a good coach. I understand, but he looks like he could be a front runner for the MVP. And chill out, right? Don't kill me for saying it, but I get it. It's Sam Darnold, but he could be a favorite for the MVP if he and the Vikings keep playing the way they're playing. They're going into their bye week. I don't think anybody saw them being 5-0 going into the bye week. It's easy to be 5-0 when you got the 40-year-old on the other side of the field throwing three interceptions. I don't know if he was jet lagged or what. It can't be because, you know, he's flying off to wherever he wanted during training camp and things like that. Maybe if he was, you know, in training camp, he wouldn't have these issues. But the Jets are in trouble. I mean, the Jets, they're struggling. Aaron Rodgers is struggling. The defense isn't really doing as well as everybody hoped they were going to do. And I mean, I'm not saying it's time to blow it up, right? Because Aaron Rodgers would tell you to, relax, but something's got to happen. He ain't getting any younger and he doesn't look good. And when you have your 40-year-old playing like that, it starts to question, can these dudes really play into that age? Can multiple guys do it? I know we had Tom do it, but not everybody's Tom Brady. At some point, as an organization, you got to look to the young buck. I mean, Washington, Jaden Daniels. Who go argue with your mama? He's the rookie of the year and the MVP. He'll be the first MVP, rookie MVP to get it since 57 when Jim Brown did it. So I'm saying it. He right now, Jaden Daniels is the MVP and the rookie of the year. He has got that organization 4-1, first time since I think like 2007, 2008. Winning record for the first time since 2016. He's got a buzz around that organization that just they haven't had in a long time. So tell somebody else that Jaden Daniels isn't the rookie of the year and the MVP because he absolutely is. And it looks like if they keep playing the way they're playing, now they got Baltimore coming up this week, so that's going to be a big test. If Jaden goes through Baltimore with the same type of numbers and everything, man, I'm telling you, it could be crazy. It really could, you know. And when you got Baltimore coming off a game against Cincinnati, which I mean that could have been a game of the year. That game was just crazy. The Bayou Bengal boys, Chase and Burrow doing that thing, hooking up for deep touchdowns. And Jamar Chase is like, this is why you're gonna pay me. He's going out there and showing Cincinnati why at the end of this year he's gonna be the highest paid wide receiver in football. And he's doing his thing. And Burrow is being Burrow. He just that's what Burrow does. And then Baltimore got lucky. They got bailed out. They had Cincinnati had the bad snap. McPherson's usually lights out from that, distance. So they did get bailed out, but Baltimore's running game is scary. That whole offense is scary. When you have Lamar Jackson and then you got Derrick Henry and then you got Hill, which is a real nice change of pace from Henry. Hill is that slash and dash, real quick, got a great burst. He changes things, and then Henry comes in and just, what are you gonna do? They tell you we coming, and you still can't stop it. And that's what makes Baltimore interesting is when Lamar can get out on the edge, he can still throw the ball too, because you still have Flowers and Andrews and Likely and Hill coming out of the back. And, people think Henry can't catch the ball, but he can. Henry can catch the ball. I think people should probably, be a little more apprehensive when you play Baltimore and know that it's going to be a tough game, no matter what. And you're going to have to strap up for it. Just like you got to strap up when you try to tackle Derrick Henry. But we'll see what happens with Buffalo, Baltimore, But speaking of Buffalo, I didn't know where I was going to go with this game because it was really just kind of inconsistent when I watched it. Buffalo came up big with 2 late turnovers. Without those 2 late turnovers, we're not even thinking of this is a game. But what I did notice with that game was Houston's defense. Houston's defense is really good. They can rush the passer with 4. Their cornerbacks can play, can hit, can tackle. That's a good defense. And I've also saw that Houston's offense is drastically different without Nico Collins. Nico Collins gets hit with that big touchdown, which was the last play he was on the field, and then he goes out with a hamstring injury. From reports, it looks like he'll be week to week. I think Houston's going to have to find a way to kind of overcome some of these injuries with Mixon and now Nico. They won the close game, which you have to do in the NFL. You got to get the W, and they did. Justin Tucker came through for him, or just not just Justin Tucker, Kirk Curbin. Sorry, getting the kickers confused. I'm trying to remember all the kickers. Y'all don't act like you know all the damn kickers' names because y'all don't. I ain't trying to hear all that nonsense. You know, but like I said in the opening, I spoke about Kirk Cousins, and Kurt Kurt put it on me, man. Kurt heard me talking about how we got to start looking at Michael Penix and, can Kirk Cousins do it? And he just go out and drop a 5-piece on me, breaks Matt Ryan's single game record on Matt Ryan night, in prime time against a good Tampa team. So my bad, Kurt. My bad. Drops a 5-piece and 3 touchdowns. Going 3 tutties, that was big. But you ain't had to do me like that. You ain't had to make me look like that. I'm not even going to speak too much on that game because Kurt hurt my feelings. But the game I do want to talk about is that Giants Seattle game. Are the Giants better than their record says? I'm really starting to be curious if that Giants team is better. Is Danny Dimes better than we've been made to believe? Because when you watch him, yeah, he makes some weird plays every now and then, but I'm telling you, he can make all the pro throws you want him to make. He seems like he's wants to be the guy. New York is trying to put some people around him. Now Neighbors was out, but Robinson has been a big jump for them. Slayton comes out of nowhere and has a hell of a game. So I mean that defense and the defense led by Thibodeau and your big Dexter Lawrence on the inside. Thibodeau is a hell of a pass rusher off the edge, and then when you got a guy like Big 97 Dexter Lawrence, yeah, he's a monster. To try to handle probably one of the tougher interior defensive linemen in the league. And because when you got a game plan for 2 of those guys, that's tough. For to ask an offensive line to block 2 premier rushers and one Dexter Lawrence is a phenomenal run stopper. So it's tough, and you really have to plan for that. And Seattle, man, I thought Geno Smith was going to come out and play a little better. Not that he played terrible. You would think Seattle was the better team, and that's just not how it looked. And then, man, that blocked field goal for a touchdown to just put the nail in the coffin was exactly what you want to see from a team that, needs a win and needs to show people that they're for real. So you have Washington, New York, and Dallas, who so is it a 3-team division, and then who knows if Philly continues to get better. I mean, we could be talking about the NFC East maybe being one of the better conferences in football. Now it's early; it's only week 5, but I mean, is it that crazy to think? I don't think so. I think the Giants also got helped. DK with another fumble this week. That's his second lost fumble in as many weeks. So is that something? Is that a problem that we have to look at with DK moving forward? He's a phenomenal receiver, real good with yards after catch. Big body, can go up and get the 50-50 balls, but if he's starting to show signs of being able to hold on to the ball, well, that's a problem. Now you still have Lockett, who is a real good veteran, shifty receiver, can play all over the field. So it's not like they don't have anybody. And I'm not saying Metcalf is done. I'm not saying any of that. People, y'all hear things and y'all just run with that shit, and I don't know where y'all get it from. But I'm just saying he's got to be able to hold on to the ball. If you can't hold on to the football, it's hard to have you on the field. That's all I'm saying. That's it. A game that I think is really going to be interesting that we had was the Arizona San Francisco game. You had a team that looked like they were in control with San Francisco. And, they look like the loss of McCaffrey isn't going to hurt him that much because the offense still, when you watch the game, the offense still looks good, but Purdy's doing things where he had one play where he held on to the ball for 11 seconds, just like, man, throw the ball away. You don't have to be Superman. Live to fight another day. You can't do that. When you have a team like Arizona that's just not going to go away. Kyler Murray is still a very good quarterback. Okay. And you have Harrison Jr., who's really has not gotten going yet. They haven't really found a way to get him going, and I think they'll figure it out. But good thing is Connor, the running back, is able to pick up a lot of the slack, is able to do a lot blocking wise, in pass protection. And when he goes out on passes, little bubble screens, bubble routes, wheel routes, he's able to do a lot. You can even spread him out. And then he's just a hard runner in the tackles, a lot like Mason on the other side. San Francisco's running back who has just done a phenomenal job of filling in for Christian McCaffrey. You have people who dub McCaffrey is the best running back in the NFL. Not me. The best running back in the NFL is Derrick Henry, but that's for another day. You know, but some people do look at him as the best running back in the NFL, and to have Mason come in and really just pick up the slack and be able to kind of just carry that torch while he's out is just a phenomenal job. And Brandon Ayuk and Debo Smith, George Kittle, all of those guys really, help pick up that slack. Having Trent Williams blocking, I'm gonna bet they're glad they got that deal done. I think San Francisco is going to be okay. Being a divisional game, this hurts because Arizona came alive in the second half. Their running game got going. I mean, I was thoroughly impressed with Arizona and their run game. What they can do down the stretch is going to be interesting. And if you haven't seen it, Arizona did get the comeback victory over San Francisco. So, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's a good game. It's a very good game. Um, a game that, we had an hour and a half, weather delay, was the Pittsburgh Dallas game. And both offenses struggled to get going. The field was slick. They had all the rain. I get that. And then at times it just felt like both of them were inconsistent. They both they would get a good drive and then they turn it over. They would get moving down the field and then penalties killed both teams last night. Um, but the one thing looking at it is I do feel like Fields is the quarterback for Pittsburgh. There's no question to me. Not that Russ isn't a good quarterback, but I just feel like Fields is the guy that can really operate that offense to where everybody can do their job and do it effectively. So I really do feel like Fields is the quarterback. I feel like Dak needs to learn how to throw to his number one receiver. Not because I needed more points from him on my fantasy league, which that would have been nice, but because you win with CeeDee Lamb. You win when CeeDee Lamb has the ball in his hands. That's how you win. That's where you need to go with the ball. That's how all of that needs to work. You know, I don't have any other way to get y'all to understand that you win with CeeDee Lamb. Rounding out the NFL, just some of the injuries. We got updates on Ray Rice. No ACL damage to report as of right now, but potential LCL damage. Will have surgery tomorrow to see how significant the injury is and then they will go for there. But possibility that he will be out for the rest of the year. San Francisco's kicker Moody, which made the rest of their game pretty hard for them to navigate, has a sprained ankle, high sprained ankle. Wait to find out more from there. Houston's Nico Collins, as we reported earlier, has the hamstring injury, and cornerback for Green Bay, Alexander, was out again. There are some other injuries, but I'm waiting for actual updates on those, other than Miami safety Holland, who broke his hand. All right. So those are your injury updates coming out of the week. And just so you know, this is an update from right now. Kansas City is beating New Orleans 16-17. And that's on Monday Night Football. Coming out of the break, guys, we're going to be jumping into some college football. We're going to talk about the top 10, and we're also going to look at the crazy day in the SEC. College football this week was insane, right? I don't know. Do you follow college football, Louis?
Not really, I'm gonna be honest.
Bruh, I'm telling you, you missed a crazy week. I even made sure that I had to write all of this down, right?
What
So,
happened?
in college football, they have the top 25, right? It's the top 25 teams in the country. Well, with the 12-team playoff expansion this year, they have the top, well, it's not going to be the top 12 teams, but it's going to be the Power 5 champions. And then what's wild is we had the number 1, number 4, number 9, number 10, 11, 22, and 25. All of those teams lost.
Oh,
All of those teams, bro. I have never seen no nonsense like this before in my life. And the one that I got to talk about off the rip, we getting sound effects for this one. Yo, we going to cheer. We going to cheer this up, right? That's right. It's the same button from last time. I love that one. Okay. Vanderbilt, y'all. Vanderbilt beating number 1 Alabama. Beating them 40-35. This is the first time in school history that a team has beat a top 5 school. And it is also, I believe, the first time in like 40 years that Vanderbilt has beat Alabama. And I don't mean off, some lucky play, some Hail Mary. No, Vanderbilt beat the dog mess out of Alabama. I know Alabama only lost by 5. But that school, that team, okay, was so happy to get that dub. Look up and see if you can find the video clip of the Vanderbilt students carrying the field goal post down Broadway in Nashville.
oh,
Bro, I forgot. I wanted to tell you about this before, and I forgot.
hold up. Let me see if I can get a good clip.
All right, so this looks like one of the clips, right, of the students tearing
Oh
the
my God.
goalpost down. This is the students of Vanderbilt, okay, a high class academic school. They are carrying the field goal pole down Broadway in Nashville. And the police don't care, nobody cares. When I
Yo,
tell you, they are acting like Vanderbilt just won the national championship. Okay, this is what I love about sports. Like this is it,
oh,
right?
they got the whole joint, yo.
They got the whole thing, the whole
Crazy. How
field goal.
far they go down the block? They went down the whole. Oh, they got a police that
Look
took
at them
it,
just
or they
carrying it
stopping
right
them?
over the police, bro. When I ain't never seen so many people so happy.
Oh
This
my
is what sports
God.
does, y'all. This is why we love sports.
They bugged.
I didn't even look up to see where they found the field goal post, bro. I think somebody just took it home.
Yo, that's the craziest shit I've seen.
I'm telling you, bro. And
I mean, I've seen, riots and shit and people fucking shit up, but they got the whole goalpost.
the whole goalpost is carrying it down Broadway, bro. Carrying it over the damn police cars and everything. Nobody even cared. Nobody cared. They're just like, yeah, this is it. We beat Alabama. This is what's up. Another team that tore their stuff down. Well, they didn't tear it down. It looked like their equipment people put it down. Was Arkansas. Arkansas knocked out number 4 Tennessee. That was a crazy game. I actually watched that game. and Arkansas looked good. Arkansas, and it wasn't even that Tennessee looked bad. It's just I think people forget the SEC is big boy football. And these teams are starting to get into their schedule with the SEC, and this is big boy football. Arkansas can run the ball. Arkansas's got a good offensive line, and I mean Tennessee's going to be fine. You know, their quarterback, who my man, hats off to you. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name, because I mispronounce it every time. But much respect to the game you played. But just for the two of the top five teams, 1 and 4 to go down is just crazy. And then you have number 9 Mizzou go down. Then you have number 10 Michigan go down. Number 11 goes down. It's just, I mean, it's wild. It is wild. And I lied. Number 25 didn't go down. Number 25 is the ones who beat number 9 Missouri. That was my bad. It's Texas A&M. Sorry. But now we're back to Texas being back at number 1, Ohio State at 2, Oregon's at 3, Penn State's at 4, and Georgia rounds out the top 5. So 2 of the 5 schools are SEC, and then 3 are Big Ten. Big Ten. Yeah, Big Ten. I always forget. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't. I know I'm the one on the show, but don't act like y'all know everything. Okay, I am a veteran. I'm lucky if I can remember my name half the time, right? So, but Clemson's finally back into it. Back in the top 10, and I mean, hey, Ole Miss back in the top 10. So there's a chance for good old LSU. Now we come out the bye week playing Ole Miss, so we'll see what happens there. That's going to be, I think, one of the first big tests for us. USC was a big test, but now that loss isn't looking too great with them being the number 11 team, losing to Minnesota. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, keep an eye on your running back from Boise State. That dude's got like 1,200 yards or something like that. Just an insane amount of yards and touchdowns. Heisman hopeful. If he makes it, that's great. I don't think they will, because they just don't give props to running backs anymore. Not 100% sure why, but they should, because that dude is nasty. So we'll see what happens. And we're here, y'all. College football is getting into the teeth of it now. I'm excited. Bye weeks are starting. I'm excited, y'all. I hope y'all are excited, because college football is getting ready to get good. The SEC is getting ready to get good. We got teams taking losses that we didn't see. Again, Alabama going down to Vanderbilt is just insane. Like, it's insane to me when you think about the gravity of that loss. That's a tough loss. So new first loss under the new coaching regime. See how they handle that. See how things go on from there. But you know, it's October, so it's not quite crazy yet, but it is October, and we'll see what happens. But who knows? With it being October, though, you know what time that is. That's playoff baseball, baby. That's right. Baseball is here. We talk about it. We know about it. What I do know with baseball is Otani with the Dodgers is must see baseball. I turned the damn TV on yesterday, clicked it over to the game. He was up at bat, and about 4 seconds later, he sent a ball 450 feet for a home run. He is must see baseball. And he's not even pitching yet. Once he starts pitching again, man, like anybody who sits there and has that argument, right? Like if you're one of these people that have that argument of Otani isn't better than Babe Ruth, you need to sit down, right? Because Babe Ruth was a great baseball player, don't get me wrong, but he was drunk half the time, you know, on that prohibition whiskey. But I'm just saying that people want to have that
Yeah,
argument.
you're right.
And, right? What year did he play?
Oh, wow, he played from 1914 to 1935.
Yeah, I was gonna say he like
He helped the Red
yeah,
Sox.
that was the infamous. So
Red Sox lead the World Series.
and then
In
he got
1915,
traded to the
16. Oh,
Yankees.
yeah,
So
and then he played for
that's
the
if
Yankees
you
in
don't know about it,
1920, from 20 to 34.
but
Wow.
that's what caused the rivalry with the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Ah,
And there was a supposed curse on the Red Sox, and now they supposedly broke the curse in like I think it was '07 or something like that when they won their last or
yo,
World
what's
Series.
the most home runs in a season now?
Now I think it's if you look it up, I think it's like 73 by
Oh,
Barry
okay,
Bonds,
so at his time he got 60.
62.
I think that's who I was thinking. Why I say
So you have
something
Babe
like
Ruth, which by the way, y'all, Babe Ruth talk
and
is
it's
perfect.
714 home runs his entire career.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
Hank Aaron holds the record for the most home runs in a season. Um, and Hank Aaron played, later too. But yeah, man, baseball, man, the Babe. But people just they try to say Babe Ruth is the greatest baseball player ever, and it's just you can't say that when you have athletes like we have today. Babe Ruth wasn't hitting home runs off of dudes pitching 100 miles an hour. Shohei Ohtani is hitting home runs so damn far they ain't even landed yet. And I'm not trying to hear people's
Yeah.
nonsense, but he will have to step up. Otani will have to step up because the Padres have even the series at one apiece, with the 10-2 victory yesterday. So we're gonna have to see, Tatis Jr. doing what he does, going 3 for 4, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Darvish looking like Darvish, sending 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 ERA. So if San Diego gets their team going and their bats wake up, the Dodgers could be in for an upset. Um, and not just the Padres. Well, yeah, because the Padres haven't been relevant in years. So now you have a pitching staff who your starters can go out there and get you that 6, 7 innings that you need so your bullpen doesn't get ate the hell up. And when you have somebody like Tatis Jr., Tatista Jr., I can't say I'm sorry. Please don't come at me, you know. But when you go 3 for 4, 2 home runs, I mean you doing your thing. That's a hard team to beat. Now, Otani gets his back going. Mookie Betts gets his back going. The Dodgers ain't somebody to play with. Okay, I do like the Dodgers in that series. We'll see what happens. Moving over to the other side of the NL with the Phillies and the Mets. That series is tied at 1-1. The Mets really doing a great job. Man, this is a scrappy Mets team. They fight, they come back. They're not afraid to play from behind when it's time to hit the ball. They're able to hit the ball. Their pitching staff does a good job. And for them being one of the last teams in the playoffs, I'm surprised the Phillies aren't having more. They need to get more from Bryce Harper and Kyle Schumer. These are guys, or Schwarber. These are guys that really need to come up big for the Phillies at the plate. Because if not, the Mets can knock you off. And again, that would be another upset with a 6 beating a divisional champion, because the Phillies won their division champion. So I just if the Mets get what they need from their lineup, that's a team that is going to be very interesting to watch. Um, one of your When you look at what's going on in the NL and then you look over to the AL, you have the Yankees that are playing right now. Last I looked, they were down 4-1 to the Royals, but they are leading that series 1-0. You do have Detroit and Cleveland. Detroit just beat Cleveland today 3-0 to even that series up. Um, and we're seeing a lot of this. We're seeing every team kind of struggle with getting what they need from their bullpens when their starters can't get into the 6th and 7th inning, which is what you want to see from them. So I think Detroit can win if they keep getting into Cleveland's bench. Um, so we'll really see where we're at there. Um, the Yankees are still tied, or not tied. The Yankees are still at 4-1, bottom of the sixth. So we're gonna keep an eye on that as we move forward. Give y'all some updates as we move forward. So and look at what the Yankees can possibly do to clean up anything that they need to go ahead and finish this series out. Hopefully they can get the job done tonight. I am a Yankees fan. As we get done looking at the baseball playoffs, one of the other big things, like I said last time, that I want to look at is the WNBA playoffs. Okay. We're getting down to it. The Liberty took care, the New York Liberty, just so y'all know, took care of the Las Vegas Aces and Asia Wilson, your MVP. They are now going to represent their conference in the WNBA finals, led by Sabrina, another person whose last name I'm not fitting to say because for whatever reason I can't say it. Okay. All I do know is Sabrina is a badass. Okay. She was mentored by Kobe, rest in peace, Black Mamba. Um, she has a lot of the same characteristics, very businesslike on the court, very businesslike with her teammates and with the people she plays against. She's there to play the game, she's there to ball, and she's there to win. Uh, that is exactly what she wants to do. And right now, she's waiting the winner of Game 5, which is between the Connecticut Suns and the Minnesota Lynx. Um, Suns, they do have Bonner, who's, having a good series. And then the Lynx are looking for Cooler to, continue to step up and, do what she needs to do. Apologize if I mispronounced her name. Y'all will learn that I'm not good with names. Okay, so just deal with it. Um, I don't really think it matters. I really don't. I think that the Liberty are the better team, and I do think the Liberty will find a way to get the dub no matter what when that series starts. So I'm calling for the New York Liberty to get their championship. So we'll see if that's what happens, And at the end of the day, with the WNBA, we can only be excited for what's to come. This year was a very big year for them, attendance wise, player wise. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese doing what they did. I said it last show, and I'll say it forever. I think Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese go hand in hand as far as how important they were to the WNBA at the time, because it always is better when there's two people, you know, and especially two people that are so drastically different from each other. Again, I mentioned it last time. You have that bird magic type of effect, not in the skill set, right? I don't want y'all to think I'm saying that those two are as good as Bird and Magic. That's not what I'm saying. Just the significance of what they were to the league at that time, like I said last week. But I will see. I'm excited. I'm excited for the WNBA. But what I'm even more excited for is the segment that we are brilliantly gonna name "Ain't No Way." Okay, when you see that come across the screen, you know that I'm fitting to say a story that I find absolutely ridiculous. Y'all see, I even perked up for this because I I don't know where to go with this. But on this week of Ain't No Way, all right, we were in Florida last week. All right.
Okay.
We're going up to the Big Apple into New York. All right. When I read this to you, I want you to know that I did not get this off of no movie forum. This is not a description of a horror film, a B horror film, you know, plot or anything like that. Okay.
All right.
But New York, and this is approved by their city council, starting next year, will be using special rat traps that have birth control in the pellets to help combat New York City's rat infestation problem. Y'all, this is a true story. This is a true story. I know that this sounds like this. I'm telling you, this is the plot of a knockoff Ninja Turtles series. Like, I feel like people heard that and yo was like, that's how Master Splinter was created. Like, this is
They giving them birth control?
so
They're
the
gonna
company,
sterilize
company
all the
name,
rats.
okay, is Sensitech. Okay, and they say that the product, the pellet, is plant based and non toxic. All right. What they're saying is that when the rat eats the pellet, that they will not be able to reproduce for a year.
Why don't they just kill them?
But what I'm trying to
A
figure out
year?
is a
That's
year.
it?
So they say they have a rat problem of 3 million plus in New York. I'm
I
like,
mean, how
first
long
of
do
all,
they live?
how the hell y'all let that get that damn bad? Like, there,
There's
there's a
so
bunch
many
of homeless
rats.
people out here that you could have hired as pest
Yeah, they
control.
be walking around killing rats for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? So now we have resorted
And
to
I've seen them too, man. They're not just rats. They're gigantic
they're
creatures.
fucking miniature bears, is what they are.
It's
They're
terrifying. And they jump. I saw
and
one
they
jump
jump.
onto a stroller. I saw one jump onto a baby stroller. Some woman walking down the street. I think I was in Harlem. This
Yeah,
was
that's
like years
right.
ago.
It's
And
crazy.
it just came out of a stoop and just jumped onto the
I'm
stroller.
just trying to understand how we have these people not watched enough movies? Like,
Right.
because guess what?
Yeah, that's how you get giant.
Genetic breeded rats take over the country is not on my bingo card this year. It's
That's the last thing we need.
you
What
know,
if it does the opposite? What if it ends up just making them fucking have
that's what I'm
twice
saying.
as many
Like, why
babies?
would we even? What are we even doing? Like, why
What
are
if
we
they
doing
start
this?
just growing larger? Like, who knows?
Like,
What if they grow wings?
like, do we not?
What if
Do
they
we
grow
not have?
wings? Then the rats are in the air.
And
Then
they
they
would be
eating pigeons.
like the monkeys with
Oh
wings
my
from the
God,
Wizard of Oz,
pigeons.
right?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't make any sense. Like, I feel like
That's
there's
how that starts.
that's
Yeah,
what
you're
I
right.
mean.
And it's
That's what I
probably
mean.
some Monsanto shit, some
It,
fucking
bruh,
chemical
I'm
company that
just
made some
it's
shit.
I think they're trying to super breed the rats so they go get Trump. Relax.
Oh, they're playing the long game. They're
Yeah, they
playing the
playing
long.
a long game.
That's wild. Yeah,
So,
no. I heard about that though. Yeah, they're giving them birth control. I mean, I guess,
right,
but what's the point of like I'm sure that's still not safe for other animals and humans. So like, why don't you just fucking use
I don't understand
poison
how
pellets?
they don't.
Like kill them. Like
Yeah,
what the fuck?
capture him and kill him.
I don't know. That's strange.
You mean to tell me that the Brooklyn Zoo can't use free food? Kill the fucking rats and bring them to
They're
the
full
Brooklyn.
of, the problem is that they're full of diseases and shit.
Well, then set them the fuck on fire. Who gives a shit? Like, birth control does not sound like the smart idea. It
It
just
sounds wild as fuck.
it sounds
It
like
sounds desperate.
how
It
the
does.
next
It sounds like
bubonic
some
plague is
shit
gonna
out
get
of
started.
Idiocracy or whatever that movie was.
Yes. Yeah.
It
That
just sounds like some backwards shit. Like, let's give them.
it just sounds stupid. But look,
Look, how would you, Mr. President, solve this or mayor? Let's say they got rid of homeboy and he's fucking up, right? Now you the mayor of New
oh, it got
York.
federal indictment.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, right? So he gone. They're like, Kyle, we need you, man. How you gonna take care of the rats, bro?
Simple.
Like, what's the game plan?
I would institute a New York City rat buyback system. For every rat you bring us, every
How
rat,
much? How much? How much we getting?
$25
Cause I'm gonna
a
be
rat.
like that motherfucker.
$25 a rat.
25.
Bro, they said they got 3 million. Bro, I put New York into debt paying people. 3 million. They got 3 million rats. Why did you wait? Why did you wait until you had 3 million rats to try to do something about it? Like, we have known New York City has been infamous for their rats since like 1962.
Yeah. It's been an issue. Yeah, I don't know, man. I
It's,
don't know what. I
how,
mean, what have they done in the past?
I don't know. They hopefully they've done something since they've gotten to this point. I hope this wasn't their first Hail Mary.
No. You know
Hey,
what? They probably used AI. If ChatGPT was like, you
what was
could
the best way
stop
to
them from breeding, and they were like, genius.
hey, this sounds like a great idea. I just
I don't know. Containerization. In 2022, the city began requiring food-related businesses to store their trash in secure containers. Should
oh,
have
so
been doing
garbage
that.
can?
Yeah, what?
New York waited. New York, damn, good job, New York. You waited all the way till 2022 to require people to put shit in the trash can. You filthy mother.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta do some research
New
on
York.
that because
I
that's
was I was
wild.
told I was told I had to say this for a New
No, look,
Jersey resident that I know. New York, your football teams aren't yours. They're New Jersey. Okay, the Jets and the Giants. You're the New Jersey Jets and Giants. Yeah, I want all the smoke. What's up?
I don't want to get involved with that. Look, Rudy Giuliani pioneered the Rodent Extermination Task Force. This is an actual group of people. That's a job. Rodent Extermination Task Force in 2000, in July 2000.
Is that like the
Under
Delta
this
Force pest
initiative, the
control? What?
city's rodent control budget had risen to $13 million to control the rodents.
Well, they
So
weren't doing a damn thing.
clearly they just pocketed
They
that money.
just pocketed the hell out of that
They
money.
obviously didn't do shit in
They didn't do a
2000.
damn thing.
So that was up from 5.5 million in 1997,
I,
and didn't seem to do anything, huh?
I tell you, boy, that buyback program look real good right now. I just
Under Mayor Blasio, New York Governor pledged 32 million, aiming to reduce rat activity by up to 70% in the targeted zones by minimizing food sources and available habitats.
see
This was
for
in
all our
2017.
all our
This is
our
crazy.
tri-state area listeners, whenever y'all hop on here and listen, this is why it's so damn expensive to live in New York because they putting $32 million, 32
Yeah,
million.
but then they're
They're
not
not even
even
doing nothing.
fixing the issue. They putting
Like
that shit in their pocket.
y'all better start asking. You know what's good to put in your pockets, right? It's cash. Cash is a good thing to put in
Damn
your
right.
pockets, and we're gonna try to help you with that. All right, starting this week, we got promises picks. All right, these are picks coming in from a trusted sports book person that I know. Okay, and we're gonna give you 3 games to look for. All right, there will be 3 NFL games. Your first one, you're looking at the Colts +1 versus the Titans. Okay, I think this is, I think this is good. I think this is going to be a close game. Uh, it looks like Joe Flacco's going to start. Uh, Jonathan Taylor's still kind of dealing with some injuries. Pittman hasn't really picked up yet. I mean, he's getting there. He had a better game this week with Joe in. That offensive line is shoddy at best. The defense has been real weird, and you just don't know what you're going to get from the Titans. As a Titans fan, you don't know what you're going to get. So I like the Colts +1. Um, one that I think I trust my guy, right? And that he's got the Ravens -5.5 versus Washington. That's a good. It's boy. That's a good one. That's a good one because it might come through, but if Jaden Daniels continues to play the way he wants, it's going to be interesting. But if my guy sends it to me, I trust it. I'd put money on it. And then he's got Cincinnati money line versus the G-men. Okay, that one is I think that might be the biggest lock. Cincinnati money line versus the G-men. We don't know if Malik Neighbors is going to play yet. Danny Dimes is good, but Hubbard is a monster on Cincinnati's defensive line. I mean, and their next man up. They lose a guy, next guy comes in, and Joey B. Has been lights out. I mean, just lights out. So we'll have to see what happens there. But I like that one. And my feel good. right? My feel good as we go close out our show on this week is I absolutely loved seeing LeBron James and Bronny Jr. on the court
Oh
together.
yeah.
I know it was preseason, but damn it, if that don't make you happy, you don't have a soul.
They
Okay.
made it happen, man, didn't
Hey,
they?
hey, look, man, I so congratulations to LeBron James and Bronny Jr., for being able to share that with each other and allow us to experience with you because that was just a dope moment
Yeah.
in basketball and in human people. Like, right? Like be happy. That was dope. And we want y'all to be happy. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for all the support that y'all are sending us this way. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, follow. Let everybody know, okay?
Do all
We
that
love
good.
y'all. Thank y'all. Peace and love. Till next week.